Hey guys, thank you for stopping by, watching my video, and subscribing to my channel. My name is Priscilla Vega. I am a public school teacher and currently finishing a degree in psychology. So I can bring both of those worlds together and kind of see where students are struggling in certain areas of their mental health or maybe emotional hygiene within the public school system. So my hope for this channel is to offer mindful lessons on some things that I see that could easily be corrected with just a few things here and there. So for today's lesson, I am going to present what I call next day. Okay, so next day works like this. So first things first, I do try to limit words like good and bad, or even positive and negative, right? So I will naturally use those words, but I try to limit them because, I mean, some of the things that occur are often labeled good or bad, like within the classroom setting, but they're really not. They're just like human experiences. So anyway, with that, I'm going to talk about maybe if you feel like you're the bad kid, okay? I hate the bad kid talk, or I hate bad kid, the phrase, but you guys know what I mean, right? And in Spanish, it would be like the silver tooth kid. So no judgment. They're my favorite. Okay, so this is what I call next day. Let's say, for example, I guess it would probably be best for this example if I started on a Friday, right? So like, let's say on a Friday, this is a calendar that's ending. You were like bad, you know? So now you have the weekend, and then Monday comes. This is my calendar. Yeah, this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You get the gist. This isn't calendar time. Okay, so on Friday, you behaved badly or you got in trouble, right? And then you kind of have an audience in your classmates. So I can tell that you guys, kids, you inadvertently, and you might not know what that means, but it kind of means like accidentally, take on a persona once something like that happens. So that means that like you now feel like by accident, you now feel like now I gotta live up to being the bad kid or the one that gets in trouble. And that's not true. So, okay, so you were the bad kid that got in trouble on a Friday. Over the weekend, you really think about it, like you really think about it a lot. Like, I'm not going to judge your thoughts, right? So all I'm saying is that you have time over the weekend to think about it. And then on Monday, you go back to school. The thing about it is you feel like I was bad on Friday. I misbehaved on Friday. I got in trouble on Friday. I'm that guy now. But literally nobody said you had to do that. Nobody says you have to do that. So let's say on Friday, you got in trouble maybe like 3 times, right? At school or in class or whatever. You got in trouble like 3 times, whatever in trouble is for you. So you got in trouble 3 times on Friday. You have the weekend to think about it. On Monday, you have a choice. You can be that bad guy, be the bad kid, the silver tooth kid, or get in trouble again because like everybody saw you get in trouble, so now you're like that guy. You have to be that guy. No, you don't. Why would you? You don't. So I recognize that it's difficult to unbecome that guy, right? Like, I work with kids. I know that you guys have the potential to do it, but it's unrealistic to think that you're going to do it from one day to the next, even if you did have a weekend, much less will you be able to do it moment for moment, okay? So stay with me, kids. I know you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so on Friday, you got in trouble 3 times. On Monday, you have this magical realization, which I'm giving to you. You can make a choice. Do you want to like be that kid? Because you don't have to be. You really don't. And it could work a couple of ways, okay? So one of the ways is like this. On Friday, you got in trouble 3 times. So on Monday, you set a goal and you're like, I'm only going to get in trouble twice. Oh my gosh. That's like great, dude. Honestly, I know it doesn't seem like much if you think about your grown up, but think about yourself, right? And you're going to feel so much better. Don't worry about what your grown up is going to say. Like if your grown up is going to be like, but you still got in trouble. And but no, just little victories. In weight loss world, I think they call it like non-scale victories or something like that. Okay, so you can play it like that, right? Or you can be just like magical and go from having gotten in trouble a couple times to 0 times. But I'm going to be honest with you, that is really weird for your brain and it's going to be draining for your body. So I wouldn't necessarily set that goal, but you can do it. Another way you can do it is if maybe if you're a little bit older and your classes are per period, like maybe if Friday you got in trouble in 3 periods, maybe you could say on Monday, I'm only going to get in trouble once, or like in first period, and then I'm going to chill out the rest of the day. Okay. So there's that. Or it could go this way. You try in first period and then you reflect, right? Like, okay, I could maybe not talk to that guy. I could maybe sit down just like for 1 more minute, and that's good. And then you can move that over to second period and try again and just reflect, right? Like, okay. I'm not in trouble. Nobody's said anything to me. And then maybe by 3rd period, you would have worked up the stamina to not get in trouble, or maybe like, I don't know. Either way, this is progress and it's a natural progress. So kids, I see that in you. You think that it has to be like moment to moment change. Like I'm the bad kid, now I have to be the good kid. And like, you would have to literally change identities to do that. And I know that your grown-ups aren't seeing how big of a task that is. So here's one thing or one part of the strategy, right? And I hate to compare it to diet culture, but it is, because let's say like on Monday, you do get in trouble twice, okay? On Tuesday, maybe twice again. That's still better than getting in trouble 3 times. And then on Wednesday, maybe you can go for 0, okay? But if you go back up, you can still go back down. It's not permanent. You're choosing every day like, okay, I can refrain in maybe math and maybe reading. I have to like do some stuff I don't need to be doing. But just try like maybe per period. Another thing I do recognize in kids, or in you kids rather, is that you're like so self-conscious that people are gonna be like, bro, weren't you like bad yesterday? And maybe somebody will, but most of you bad kids have like a lot of attitude. So what you do is you take that attitude, right? The attitude that has gotten you in trouble, and you shoot it at your friend and you're like, yeah, that was yesterday when I was bad, but now I'm trying to learn. Mind your business. And that's it, right? And actually, a lot of adults really love the book, The Alchemists. And I'll probably use the word alchemy in a couple of videos, but that is alchemy. So you're taking like the energy of your friends saying like, bro, oh, now you're square, now you're lame, now you're this. And you're like annoyed by it. But instead of like serving it back and giving them the bad kid thing, you're like, yeah, use your sass and be like, yeah, I'm over that now, or I'm trying this time, right? Okay. Anywho's, so that's how you work up to being less the bad kid, okay? And you're not a bad kid. I hope that in the following episodes, something resonates with you where you're like, that's the kid that I am, and then I can help explain your thought process. But yeah, just tell them to mind your business. If they're wondering why your personality is different, they should worry about their own personality, but don't tell them that. Just tell them that. You're trying to make an A in this class now, so be quiet. Okay, guys, see you in the next one.